Okay guys, here we are again with our Whirlpool dryer. Today I'm going to show you how to replace and check a heating element on these guys. I'm going to show you what kind of dryer we're working on. If you've seen my video on replacing a thermal fuse, you know what kind we're working on here. It's a Roper, which is made by Whirlpool. Most of the Whirlpool machines that's put out are, you know, as far as the parts go and the internals, they're identical to this. You know, the knobs and things outside will be a little bit different, trim pieces and things like that, cosmetic stuff. But as far as the parts go, they'll be the same. So now we're gonna get into taking this back panel off, and I'm gonna show you what we're gonna be dealing with. The element on these things are located down here behind this panel. So we're just gonna assume that we got a bad heating element. The dryer runs, but it won't heat. If you got a dryer that won't ever start, you're going to be looking for something different, and you can look at my video on checking and replacing the thermal fuse, and I'll put the annotation here for you. But anyway, back to the heating element. Your dryer runs, no heat. We're going to go through a few things here to show you, what might be the problem. So we're going to take these cover plate off for the cord. Before you do anything, make sure you unplug this unit. We're just going to take all these screws out. There's going to be 3 around here, 3 down each side. Make sure you handle this with care because it has sharp edges on the inside where the metal's been bent, so just be very careful with that. Okay, now the heating element is here, so what we're going to have to do, and what I like to do, is take these wires off. And this, the reason I do it like this is for customers, because when you take this thing off, and you leave the thermostat on the heating element, I'll show you all that in a closer view in just a few minutes. But you can take this whole piece, and I don't know how every part store does it, but if somebody wants to bring me this piece, I'll check it at my store with my meter, and I'm able to tell them if that's what their problem is or if they need to look for something different. So a lot of part stores, if you'll just take the part in, if it's able to be checked, they can check it for you and tell you whether it's good or bad. So when you take this whole piece off, you get thermostat and everything along with the heating element. Alright, so we're done with the dryer for now. I'm going to cut to my workbench where you can get a close-up view of everything that's going on here. Okay, here on my workbench we have the element we've taken off of the dryer where we can get a closer view of it. Just want to show you a few things. This is the thermostat that I was talking about. This particular thermostat, they've had problems, I guess, with the way they function. But long story short, they have replaced this with a different style. So this one may look different than the one you have if anybody's ever worked on it. But this is the original factory one. But just know that it has been replaced, so they may look different. We're just gonna pop this guy off. Lay that to the side. Now, alright. So now we have the element by itself. And what we're looking for, and I got my meter here, we're gonna take our meter and we're gonna switch it to ohms. And I usually just set it over to tone where it'll beep when you have continuity. So I'll lay that here where you can see the display. And what we're going to be checking is we're going to be checking to make sure that these coils aren't broken anywhere on this whole element. And the easiest way to do that is just to come here where the wires plug on and take your meter, make sure it is beeping. You check these terminals and you can hear the beep. Now I know that this element's good. I knew that when I took it off, but what I have here is beside me is one that's bad, and I'm just going to check it the same way where you can see the difference. So we're going to do the same thing, make sure our meter's working. Come down here and touch both of these together. Nothing. Now once you get where you don't have any tone there and you know it's broken somewhere, you can kind of visually check just to make sure. And I looked at this one over real quick and noticed immediately right here at the top we have a break in the coil, and that is a for sure sign that this is a bad heating element. You need to go ahead and get one of these. So now when you get your new heating element, you'll have to save this. Make sure you don't throw this away, because this piece is about for the original it's about $70 if you get a factory Whirlpool one. If you get the replacement kit, that's a little cheaper. That's like $39.99 plus tax. So make sure you keep that, or you're going to be losing at least $40. So we're just going to slip that back on like that. A little tab goes into that hole and then it slides right down onto that lead like that. Okay? And that's all there is to it. So we're going to take this back to our dryer. We're going to get it reinstalled. Okay, here we are back at the dryer. We got our new heating element and our 2 screws and our 1/4 inch nut driver. So we're going to take this new element, we're going to slide the top in first, and we're going to line these holes up on the sides. Take our screws, tighten those down. Alrighty. Now as far as this one goes, we got 3 different wires, 2 different colors. We have one orange one. Now the orange one is the smallest spade wire end out of all of them. It's going to go to the bottom of this thermostat. There's a little tab here on the bottom. You're just going to slide that on. I believe that's the only one it'll fit on. Slide that on good and snug, and you're left with 2 red ones. There's a bigger one and then there's a smaller one. The smaller one goes to the top of that thermostat. The bigger one goes to the terminal on the heating element. Just like that. Alright, now you're done with the heating element. That's got that installed. So we're going to pan out and I'm going to show you how to put the back panel back on. Okay, here we are back to our wide view. We're going to stick this back panel on. Again, be very careful with this because of sharp edges. What I like to do is get it lined up here, and I like to put my screws in at the top first. So we'll start with this side. Alright, now we're back to 2 more on each side and a 3 in the middle. Alrighty, that's it. Everything's done. That's how you replace the heating element, and I want to thank everybody for watching.